Austin, Texas country is Coke FM. Eric Range live from the Deep Eddy Vodka Media Lounge for Music Fest 2023. Mike, I've almost got that all down.
That was really good. I'm impressed.
Proud to have Mike Harmeier. And how many years have we been doing this? And I finally it just rolls off the tongue.
You're really good at it now, yeah.
Now I can say his name. There was a time where I just butchered your last name every time.
Well, it's a common occurrence.
Still happen?
It's a hard,
not for me.
I'm
in
name.
there now.
Yeah,
I just have to write it now. You had to give me. You say Mike Carr. How did you? How you had to give me?
Yeah, I gave you like some direction. Carr, and then Harmeier. A lot of people think it starts with a C, actually, because like Mike Harmeier.
Right.
Anyway, it doesn't. It starts with an H.
And we've got past the story of you getting shipwrecked and being stuck on the boat for a month.
Yeah.
Now we're into just how well Mike and the Moonpies have been doing and continue to do.
Yeah,
having a conversation down in the cabin, which is a little restaurant, with Adam Oder, and Scott Gunter was talking about how he works for a big label and talking about just how much you guys are just blowing up and continue. And how many Rolling Stone articles are we into now? It's like every other week I hear about the Moonpies and Rolling Stone.
Yeah, man, I'm getting kind of tired of those Rolling Stone articles.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
No, man, those are great, man. The Rolling Stone's great too. I mean, everything, the past couple of years, like not only press, but just, the touring aspect has been like a whole nother world for us,
Yeah, I'm on is it the Mockingbirds?
Yeah, the fan group thing?
I'm in the fan group, and I follow a lot of those. I'm a fan to start with of music in general, but you learn about where you are and what you got going on from your fans. So you follow those, your own fan groups? Or?
Yeah, man, I mean, I personally know most of the people in that group, you know what I mean? Like,
well, that's how I knew you pulled your shirt off and ran around the bar.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, man, I mean, it's cool because I know like kind of, who I'm going to see at certain places, and the community of that thing has really helped. People want, like we do Mockingbird meetups now and stuff, like for every show, an hour before the show, everybody will get together from that group and go to some, bar next door or whatever and have some drinks, and everybody meets each other. They're really into knowing each other, and having a community around it.
Yeah, I was just sitting down earlier this morning talking about you guys. I'm like, yeah, they recorded Abbey Road. Was it the London Symphony Orchestra?
Yeah, we did.
And the person was talking like, really? I'm like, yeah. What is the difference between, say, 10 years ago when you guys were still hustling and hitting the road and playing every bar you can and every juke joint, and then now fast forward, the album, the success, everybody's noticing your name. What is the difference between now and then? Just the hustle, or?
I mean, well, a lot of it is that. I mean, I used to we still kind of are on the same thing. I mean, I'll take all the opportunities I can get. You know what I mean? I think a lot of the past couple of years has been more like, let's tap the brakes a little bit and really do the things that we really want to do. I'm more about doing cooler stuff than doing more stuff these days, I think is the thing. I want to do things that are interesting. Like we got invited from Shooter Jennings to go do this Waylon tribute in California. Like that was a great gig. Like we took a week off to go do that one thing. You know what I mean? So I think picking our battles is the thing that I've learned.
Talk about the Opry.
Sure. Yeah, man.
Just to get the phone ring or the email, or how does that happen? Who tells you you've been invited to play the Grand Ole Opry?
Adam Oder told me about it because we have the same management, Space Kernel management, like Boland and Shooter and stuff like that. So they asked Boland to come and do it, and we were kind of like, man, I really wanted to do that show. And about 2 weeks later, Adam was like, well, I think we had an offer to play the Ryman, and the Ryman show got shut down. Something happened. We couldn't do it. And so his saving grace to me was like, well, check this out. How about you debut at the Opry that week?
So you get to share the news with the guys. We're going to play the Grand Ole Opry. To me, and I think a lot of country artists, that's can be the pinnacle that we get to stand in the circle.
It's one of those things that they can't take away from you. It's like the Opry and like a Grammy.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
It's like that's it. You know what I mean? Like I think that's where you've made it.
So the experience, what was it like?
I was terrified. I was shaking. I've heard the video, and I can hear like.
Hear it in your voice?
Yeah, I can hear it in my voice. It was really hard to do. I did the thing with Steak Night, and I told the story about my dad, and we kind of did it for our fathers. We dedicated the show to him. So it was a very intense moment. I really I mean, it's incredible, but I want another shot at it to do it again where, like, I'm not going to be so nervous about it.
Well, Sunny Sweeney tells the story. I'm sure you've heard it before. Her first time at the Opry, she just cried the whole time. Like, she couldn't get words out. She went up and tried to play a song and then cried and then walked off the stage going, oh, they'll never invite me back.
Right.
And she's on her 71st time or whatever.
Right.
So.
Yeah, man, it's a lot. And you know, my whole family was there. I mean, everybody came to that thing, right? So I'm backstage with, you know, my 5-year-old and my wife, and, like, it's just a heavy emotional moment, you know, and it's hard to get that out of your head when you're walking on into the circle, you know.
This is, I wouldn't say vindication, but for all the hard work that you guys have done, for all the swampy bars that smell like vomit when you're setting up at, you know, 9 in.the.morning, for all the shows that there were 20 people there and not 20,000. Does that give a little vindication to get to play the Opry finally?
100%. I think I said it in a little interview there at the end of that set, that it felt like everything was proven. Like, man, we were on the right track from the beginning to, you know, we finally made it to that stage. And all of those things that you just said, all built up to that one moment for me, you know what I mean? So. Yeah,
not to say that still won't happen from time to time.
Sure.
But it seems like for you guys, that's less and less over the last years.
Absolutely, man. It's it's been great. We've had some really cool moments over the past couple of years. And
yeah, from doing the Gary Stewart, getting those songs and getting to put that out. And it seems there for a while, it was just like one after other. You guys literally had 3 albums in the can.
Yeah.
Releasing an album with 3 more left, just sitting there.
Yeah,
Did you tap the brakes on that?
I did, man. The last record, the One to Grow On record,
which was a phenomenal record.
Well, thanks, man. I'm very happy with that record, and it's got legs, man. And we're really pushing that thing, you know, harder than I think we have in the past. You know what I mean? We're really trying to run singles and do videos and, you know, make that last a lot longer. And so I think touring has been our focus for the last year rather than making another record. But I've got something that's, you know, about to be in the can.
Uh-oh, here we go. Well, you've even said, man, I got tired of turning on the radio. Hour on the Hour was playing On the Hour every hour.
Yeah.
Is that weird? Because I always ask the question, if you're driving, whatever you drive. What do you drive?
I drive a Chevy truck.
All right. You're driving your Chevy truck down the road, and you're packed. Everybody's in the car. Maybe not the family, but your friends are in the car. And Mike The Moonpies, Hour on the Hour, comes on. Do you turn the radio up, or do you turn it down?
I would turn it down, but my son turns it up. He gets so excited. We went to go see Santa at Bass Pro Shop.
Sure.
And it was,
that's where you go see Santa.
Yeah. And the song was, one of our songs was playing in the Bass Pro Shop, and it was like a magical moment where we're going to meet Santa Claus and hear Dad
singing on the radio. And you turn it down? Because I don't like to hear myself on the radio.
Yeah, I don't.
And it's weird. I would think somebody that does it for a living, that's a singer, but you're just like everybody else that hears themselves when we were kids on a tape recorder and like.
I will never listen to this.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I won't either.
I've never listened to any interview or anything like me speaking. I can't do it. I won't ever hear that.
So when you're recording and you're in studio and here's the playback, do you want to hear that or?
I do. Yeah, because I'm focused. I mean, like hyper focused on everything about that.
Right.
You know, I mean.
But once it's out there, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done with it.
And by the time the album comes out, you're sick of your own music, right? Because you've heard that song over and over and over. You've sat with it in a car, a truck, SUV, or mini pad, whatever you drive. And
yeah, I mean, there's a couple of them that, you know, like Hour on the Hour. I mean, I really love that song, and I love singing that song. You know, so that helps. It's fun to sing. And now, man, that's a great sing-along, too. It's really working at the shows. That's the biggest thing about the shows that have changed over the years is we do, you know, it's a sing-along pretty much the whole night.
And then there's songs that you did on accident that seem to, well, now we got to play The Way, the fastball song.
Right.
Did you ever think that would become a staple for you guys?
I still don't understand. But people, man, I have to put it in every set at this point, you know. But that was just on a whim, man. I mean, we were asked to record that. And I was, you know, iffy about it because, I mean, I love the song, but it just didn't seem like it worked. And apparently it did.
I love playing on the radio.
I know you love it.
I mean, the fastballs version was great.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, here we get to hear it all again.
Yeah, well, it was cool. You actually told me the whole story about that song, which I didn't know.
The family in Salado.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Who started driving, and they were going to Temple, Texas to some event that, you know, and they never made it.
It's a
very sad song.
Yeah, it is. It is so sad.
Where were they going? Did they even know the way? Is basically the concept of the song. Until I dug down on the song, I didn't know what it was about. But it's about two old people that end up not living.
That's amazing. I had no idea.
You should tell that tonight.
Yeah, that's a good setup right before I play that song.
It's about two old people that die on their way.
Perfect.
To
You're gonna love it.
They were only going 15 miles. They ended up 12 hours later. They both had Alzheimer's. They shouldn't have been driving. I think that's the premise of the story.
I think that sounds right.
So for 2023, for Mike and the Moonpies, you said tapping the brakes, but you guys are always in the studio. I mean, you work with Adam Oder, Grammy Award winner Adam Oder,
right.
And he's always going to put. I mean, he puts a little pressure on you guys as well.
He does. I mean, that's why I like it. I mean, he gets us in the studio. I mean, we're gonna do. I think we're gonna try to squeeze in a record in between a European tour and then our big February East Coast tour. So it's a lot going on right now. But we took like a month off at the end of the year. So
is it weird to look back and think, I was playing Abbey Road, I'm playing the Grand Ole Opry, I've got all these shows. There was a time where I was playing the damn Green Door in Temple, and that was my monthly gig.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it is weird.
And I'll say this, every time you've been here, you guys were the first, because when we first started Coke FM up, nobody would come see us because they were afraid that the other radio stations wouldn't play them. I'm like, they're not playing you anyway. Mike and the Moonpies were there. Y'all would come every month and come hang out with us.
It was fun.
Full band.
Yeah.
But now you're big time, and you haven't done that in a long time.
Whatever,
in fact,
man.
you didn't bring a guitar today. You're like, I'm down.
Yeah, well, I didn't bring really anything to this whole festival. I've been using other people's stuff.
Full band. You got any shows left this week?
Yeah, we did an outdoor show already.
How was the outdoor show?
It was great.
Is it painful?
No, it's really not as bad. I love to complain about it. It's a fun thing to complain about, but
Sure.
it's really great. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's a fun one. I've got a Timber and Torch later, and a Slope Side, I think, at the end of the thing. I'm about to go do the Haggard tribute.
What song are you doing?
It's all in the movies.
Ooh, love that one.
I do too.
Just
man.
a sad picture show.
Yeah, so good.
I wish I could go to that.
Yeah.
What time does it start?
2:00.
Okay. And we're done at 2:30.
Oh, come on. You'll miss me, but the rest of it will
No,
be great.
just whoever's last interview in here today. I'm going to go, all right, thanks for coming by. We'll see you later. We're going to go hear the Hag. I want to hear that. I ran into Ben Haggard, and I kind of gurmed him in the hall.
Dude, I
him
saw
and
that
Noel,
show.
Noel, and I'm like, because, he played with Dad at the very end.
Right.
He's very quiet. And I tried to get him up here, and I'd been told that he didn't like to do interviews. But he sounds like early Merle, and he's got the beard now.
Dude, he does all the little mannerisms are the same. It's so crazy. I played with him a few years ago in a festival in Florida or something, and that was the first time that I had seen him play. And I didn't know, but the band that he tours with is a lot of the Strangers. It was Hag's band, you know what I mean? So the guys that are playing those things that's the real deal, you know.
It's very haunting to hear him because he sounds like early Merle, and he looks like Dad even more. But yeah, we'll enjoy that today. And thanks for coming by, man. I always have a good time with you.
Thanks, Eric.
And thanks for all the you guys have done with the radio station. When we first got started, close to 11 years ago, Moonpies are always there. I was like, man, I got to get some artists in studio. Mike, can y'all come by again? You're like, we were just there last week.
I'll be there.
But I need some live music. Come on by.
Well, thanks, man. I will continue to do that if you'll have me.
Best of luck in 2023, and come by the studio when you get a chance.
I'll be there, man.
Mike Harmeier from Mike and the Moonpies, live in the Deep Eddy Vodka Media Lounge for Music Fest 2023, live with Coke FM and live on CokeTV.com.